Hi guys, today I'll be discussing about certain things so that we can strengthen our team for next season. In case you people have any suggestions or any questions you people want to ask, you can even drop your comments in our comment section. You can even ask your questions and queries in the comment section, or else you can even drop a text in our official Instagram page called India's Passion. So today I'll be discussing about the potential replacements of Leroy Sané as well as left backs and centre backs. So first I'll talk about the 5 potential replacements who were in our radar as well as who could be a better replacement for Leroy Sané. So the first is Mikel Oyarzabal. He was in radar under Pep for quite a few months, and right now if you talk about his stats, he has played 42 games in La Liga as well as Copa del Rey, and 12 goals he has scored and 12 assists he had. So he's not the direct winger that what Pep really requires. He's kind of Bernardo Silva kind of player. He chips around the ball, he holds the ball. He's not a quick winger, so he might potentially not be the correct one. But due to his stats and the time he was under the radar of Pep, so maybe he can be a potential replacement for Leroy Sané. So he's number 1. Number 2 is Leon Bailey. See, if you see his stats, it's quite less if it comes to Leon Bailey. He had played very few minutes in the league, as well as he has even in starting lineup also he wasn't there, and his goal participation is very less. Totally played 31 games, out of which he scored 7 goals and 3 assists. And he's an exact kind of player how Sané was in Schalke. When he was in Schalke, he was the same kind of player how Leon Bailey is right now. So if we get him, he can be a new player, but totally depends upon if he's whether ready to stay in England or not. Because we cannot buy him just for 1 or 2 seasons and we sell like how we sold Sané. So we need a player who's ready to stay in England and make a good progress. Number 3, Ferran Torres. He has appeared totally in 32 appearances he had. He had 4 goals and 4 assists. Okay, and starting 11, he had normally 65 to 70% of the total matches the team played. And he only 90, he hasn't played much of a 90 minutes. He's just 65% around. And his goal participation is around 17%. So that means that he just has 4 goals and 4 assists. The problem over here with Ferran Torres is very young. And he's under the Pep's radar for quite a long time. So maybe he could be another change if Pep really wants him to come to England and do his best. It totally depends upon Pep, and he hasn't had much of a time. Even in Champions League he has played. Now he played Champions League, he has scored 2 goals and he's assisted twice. So still he needs a little bit more time if he really wants and if he really requires an exact replacement for Leroy Sané. Number 4, Jadon Sancho. So the problem over here is that he's as same as what Pep said, that it's same as Sané. It's the same situation about Sané. He doesn't want to say he wanted to leave same way as Jadon Sancho. Even he left Manchester City earlier. But look at his stats. He has 40% of goal participation, in which he had 20 goals scored and 20 assists out of his total appearances of 44. Out of which 17 of them are in Bundesliga, 2 from Champions League and 1 from DFB Pokal Cup. So you should understand that he's a main player at this point of time. If he has to, you can just get him for the stats that he has produced. But in case if we get him, because he mostly plays at right wing, doesn't play at left wing. And if he plays at right wing also, we have to sacrifice Mahrez. Even he had a good season. He has scored more than 10 goals this season. So if we have to really get a replacement, then we can go for Sancho just because of the stats he is, and it won't cost a huge problem because he's very good at the right flank and you can utilize him well. And even Sterling has played the whole season the left flank this whole season, because only the 18-19 season, apart from that the 17-18 season which we won with 100 points, in that season we had if we had the left we had Sané, at the right we had Sterling. So it was quite good at that point of time. But after that, when the form we had a problem with his form, Sané had a problem with his form, then you had to change the formation, you had to change the tactics. Mahrez came in. So if in case if you want to go by stats, we can go for this player. Everybody might be thinking that this could be a joke, but this can happen in case Barca fans start blaming Lionel Messi. So, and in case if Messi is not ready to stay at Barca, wants to leave, we can come to Premier League and show his class, and we can spend a whole money and forget about defense. Because if Messi is there, our defense is also quite good enough. If you see from the lights of Garcia and Laporte fitting into the team. And Garcia was not given chance earlier, because if he must have given a chance earlier, maybe we could have saved a couple of our games. And Fernandinho stepping back, playing at that level might not be the same. But coming back to Messi, in case if he's ready, and looking at his stats, he played 31 games. Initial stage of the tournament, he was injured, and he played nearly 83% of the games he played above Barcelona. Out of the 22 goals he has scored and 21 assists. So just you can see his stats and Jadon Sancho's stats. Just comparing these two stats, you will obviously go for any one of them. Any one of them. You don't want to think about anything else, because anyway he's going to play the right flank. If he comes to if he comes to Manchester City, his partnership with Aguero will be not imaginable, and his partnership with Guardiola also. You people know who created him. So, but moreover, if you see this person's stats, it's just amazing. You don't have to say anything. He had a 53% of goal participation, and also he has scored against each and every big clubs. So that's also a great thing. He had scored 22 goals in La Liga. He has scored 2 goals in Champions League as well. So, and even he has scored 2 goals in Copa del Rey. So, this is the kind of player that every club would obviously want, in case if he's not happy and if he really wants to finish his career under Pep. Well, good enough. Man City is ready. Now coming to 5 potential centre backs who can fit into Man City. Even last season, what was the scenario? We had to make Fernandinho step back and play at defense when we don't have Stones and Laporte. So the main reason right now is Laporte and Garcia is fit enough, but we cannot depend a lot on Garcia and we cannot depend a lot on Laporte, because Laporte can get injured anytime. Stones also we cannot depend. Otamendi will leave for sure. So defense is totally in a very bad position. Not only Manchester City, even other Premier League clubs like Arsenal is in huge danger, and Chelsea. Rudiger is like eating anti-defending pill and coming to defend. It's like that kind of a defense Chelsea has. So even Chelsea dependent on Azpilicueta. If one person is not going to make a huge difference. So coming back to Manchester City, if you see right now, they really require a perfect centre back. So if you talk about perfect centre back, 5 perfect centre backs are there. So coming to the 5th one is Mr. Jonathan Tah. He is currently in Bayer Leverkusen and he has a great record. He has played most of the games for them. 68% of the games he has completed 90 minutes. And he has been in starting 11 for 65% of the time, which is more than half the time. And he has been in goal participation as well, which is assist has come. He has played 25 games for the team. And he has got yellow cards as well. But still, depending on him will be tough, because he has most number of passing. The way how Pep really wants is, he wants the centre backs to be pass, and he's right-footed, which is really important. And Pep, what he really wants is a player who can pass well. And the way we play, we make Ederson come to the half line and play. So you really require a person who is quick enough and fast. Jonathan Tah completes that one, so he could be a possible transfer as well, in case if we really want him. Number 4 is Vertonghen. Everybody knows what type of player Vertonghen is, and everybody knows what defensive things he can produce in the pitch. He's a great defender, but problem is, as per the rumors and reports, he could be a possible short-term solution for Pep, as Pep thinks in that way, because he can even cover left back in case people get injured at the left flank. So at this point of time, possibly he could be the perfect one for the short-term solution. We cannot go for long-term. Short-term solution, in case Stones also leaves and Otamendi leaves, we can buy one centre-back who is permanent and one guy who's going to end his contract within the season. So we can buy him on a free transfer for a short-term solution, and we can release him, because Pep has gone when he was in Bayern. He has even gone for Xabi Alonso, who was a short-term solution in that holding midfield. And when it came to Manchester City, he had turned it around. He made Fernandinho play there and turned it around. So something different. And most of the time, he has been in the starting 11 50% of the time this season. But we know last season what a huge impact he was. At that age, he's played. He even took them to the final. So that is something different from Tottenham, So really feel good for them. And in case if we want a short-term solution, we can go for Jan Vertonghen. 3 is Ruben Dias. So this guy is Portugal, and he's playing in Portugal at this point of time, and he has started 97% of the time in the league. That means almost every game he has played. He must have missed 1 or 2 games, but he's played every game. He was also in goal participation, being a defender. He scored 2 goals and 2 assists as well. That means headers from here and there. So he could be a perfect one, and even he has a good passing ratio. Pep wants a player who has a great passing ratio, and Jonathan Tah, who I've spoken about, Jonathan Tah, Jan Vertonghen and this person, Ruben Diaz. Even this person has exact record of passing. Passing has been 100% by this guy. So if you need to play under Pep, you need to have a great passing attributes, and this guy completes everything about that. So he could be a potential replacement of John Stones or Otamendi, in the team. Number 2, Milan Skriniar. So about this person, he had been in the starting 11 for 85% of the times. He has scored. He's played 90 minutes 82% of the time. He can even play right back. He's right-footed player who can support Laporte, because Laporte can be left-footed and he can be left centre back. Skriniar can be the right-footed. He can play at right centre back. He can even cover up right back. So he can even be a good cover up, like how we go for a short-term solution of Jan Vertonghen. So this guy could be a great one in case you're going, and he has a great passing attributes. He has even scored 2 goals last season, and he has been in the side for 85% of the time. So that's very important, because most of the centre backs in our team have not been going more than 70% in the starting lineup, who haven't been in the starting lineup for more than 70% of the time. But this person is there at 85%. So whomever I've spoken is all more than 80%, which is very much important, because at this point of time, we need a centre back who can play the whole season without any injury problems. That is one of the main things that we really want this season, because injuries have been giving a huge number of headaches in Premier League for quite a long time, and for everybody. So even if any of these 5 players going to any of the other clubs in Chelsea or Arsenal or Manchester City, because these 3 are the clubs which have been facing a huge number of problems in defense. So as of now, in case coming back to Manchester City, if Pep really wants him, as he has very good passing skills and header of the ball, good head of the ball, and a very backup to right back, he can use him. And the last one is Kalidou Koulibaly. Everybody knows he's been linked with Manchester City for quite a long time, and he's been one of the main targets. But what I suggest is that signing him is equal to removing Mangala. Mangala was as same as what Koulibaly is. So you just can't sign this player. That's what I feel. In case you're going, you can go for any of the other 4 players whom I have told. They are very good with the ball, who can suit Pep's play, because perhaps whoever can suit Pep's play can be in the radar and can support Man City winning the titles and everything, because we have won 4 titles last season. This season we are not able to win 2 titles, and we are not able to win Premier League. Is something hurts everyone, because we have been scoring so well. Coming back to Man City's players, is that right now going for Koulibaly is same like going for Eliakim Mangala. We spent a lot of money in Eliakim Mangala. We sent him on loan, but no issue. So it's better to keep Mangala in the team, right? Why to go for Koulibaly? He's aged as well. He's 29. He has just been participating. Only 60% of the games he has played for Napoli. So there's no point going for him. Instead of that, you can keep him, and he doesn't even cover other positions. He doesn't even play defensive midfield. Even Skriniar, if you see, even he played defensive midfield. He doesn't play right back as well. He doesn't play left as well, Koulibaly. He only plays central. He's only a good header of the ball. So he played only 60% of the matches. So it's a quite time to, it's a high time to think about whether to go for him or not. So out of these 5 centre backs, do check it out and do post your comments that which centre back could suit Manchester City this season. So do post in the comment section. I will look after and I would reply what is the negatives for him and what are the positives for him. And I've already told you in this video as well. Now, coming to potential left back targets of Manchester City. Now, Manchester City board has given Pep Guardiola how much ever you want, nearly 155 million to go for the back. Right now, the main target is David Alaba. Now, if you talk about Alaba, he can play anywhere. He can even play as centre back. He can play as midfield. He can play as left back. He can play even for international. He plays as an attacking midfielder. So you will know how important he is for the team. So right now, if you talk about his participation, he's been in starting 11 for nearly 80% of the time. And he's even played, and he's even been a goal contribution also comes to 2%. That means being in the back and giving contribution goal is something very important. And right now he's played more than 28 to 30 games, so he has been a part of the team. He's even assisted as well. So he is one of the main targets, because he can even cover left back as well as centre back. So what we thought of Jan Vertonghen, a short-term solution in case we don't get him. Right now, he is the main target, and we can do whatever to get this person. He's one of the main targets that we can have. Going to number 4 is Ben Chilwell. This person has been in the radar for quite a long time. We want him since last one season, but it was not coming together. The amount of transfer value he is and amount of transfer we wanted to produce was not coming into an agreement. So due to which, but this guy has been a part of Leicester City and he's very young. He's been into the team for 77% of the time, and he has been in goal participation for nearly 9 to 10% of the time, and he's playing under Brendan Rodgers, so you know what he's capable of. And he has been in left back as well as left wing back, which Guardiola really loves such kind of players. So if you really want him, you can go for him as a huge backup for Mendy, because Mendy is quite good. So I really feel you can go up for him. And number 3 comes Juan Bernat. See, going for this person, even he's been linked with Pep, and going for this person is like same, Zinchenko. When Guardiola bought him in Bayern, he was a left winger. They pushed him back to left back and made him play. It was the same condition, but this person didn't face the kind of insult what Zinchenko faced. Really, Zinchenko did a lot of mistakes. He kept on dribbling. This wasn't dribble, but that is a different league, and this is a different league. So that really matters here. And then him over here is going to be a huge problem. So right now, going for Juan Bernat is equal to keeping Zinchenko on the team. There's no need of going for anyone. You can just leave Juan Bernat and keep him over here. Another player is Marcelo. See, this person can be a huge backup for Mendy. See, you can rely on this guy, and he's very good with the feet. And he has been, because even this season with Real Madrid, he has been as a backup for them. So even we can get him to Manchester City as a backup for Mendy actually. And in case, because next season also I'm very sure Mendy won't play nearly half the season, because he already missed, and even the upcoming season also he will surely miss with his injury problems. So it is very important that we need a backup for Mendy, and I really feel Marcelo could be a backup for him in case we are going, because he's very good with the feet, and whenever he plays, he gives a goal contribution of nearly 10%. A left back, a defender giving 10% of goal contribution is something very important. He gives very good crosses. So, at the right flank, if you have Aguero in central, and if you give a good kind of crossing, Aguero is there really. And he's been improved in his heading skills, quite a few, from past couple of years, he's been improved in heading as well. And the last but not the least is, this player, in case replacement, if you're not getting Alaba, then we can go for Alex Sandro. But the problem with Alex Sandro is he's just a one player. He's not, a double-minded player. He's not a double-dimensional player like what Alaba is. Alaba can even play attacking midfield. He can even play left back. He can even play as a centre back. But Alex Sandro is same as Ben Chilwell. They can play only at the left flank. They can only cross. They can hold the game. That's it. Nothing apart from that. But he has been in Juventus starting lineup for nearly 70% of the time this season. And he's even taken, and his goal contribution is something really to be talking, because he's been there and he's given 4%, which is quite few, and that shows that he could be a potential player in case Mendy is not at all coming into our head. But problem is his age. He's 29, Marcelo is 32. We can really go for Marcelo because he's very good with the feet and he can move around. So these are my 5 potential left backs, and I'm very sure people will obviously tell Alaba, because he is the perfect one for this season. So thank you so much for watching, guys. That's it for today. And in case you like our video, do subscribe our channel and do click on the notification bell for more interesting videos coming up. And if you people have any questions, any queries, do mention in the comment section as well. Thank you so much for watching.